Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. This is your brother Ayash Gabar from the GMS Virginia camp, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, that I pray that you find edifying. And the people are in an uproar throughout the world, because of their leadership, because of, their financial situation, their food prices, their living conditions. People around the world have just had it with, these kings and these princes. And very soon, extremely soon, these riots are going to hit Babylon the Great. And when it hits this place, it's going to hit different. And it's going to hit so different that, it's going to be a very bad time for a lot of wicked people. We of the hopeful elect, we're going to be in it, but we pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will have that hedge about us, so that we don't have to deal with what these wicked 2/3 and these other nations have got to deal with. Because the people are currently have had it. I don't think a lot of you Jakes realize that how close you were a week ago to a civil war. You Jakes don't understand how close you were to all out hell breaking loose. Red against blue, white against white, or so-called white against white, and so-called white against so-called black. You came so close to a civil war a week ago that even seeing what had transpired, a lot of you Jakes still don't get the picture. You still haven't gotten the memo that these are not good times that you're living in. A lot of a few of you Jakes are starting to wake up, and smell the coffee. A few of you Jakes are starting to wake up, and understand that things don't feel right and things aren't right. A few of you Jakes are actually realizing this. But for the most part, most of you Jakes ain't even acknowledging the fact that we're in some bad times. And so today, down in Venezuela, you have riots going on, based on who was elected. Apparently, the people aren't happy. So if it's like this in Venezuela, I'm going to play the video here in a minute. If it's like this in Venezuela today, imagine what it's going to be like here in Babylon the Great tomorrow. Let me play this video right quick. Baba Kasha. These people are in uproar. I mean, they're currently peacefully marching, but inevitably, these marches are going to turn into uproars of the people. And so if it's like that in Venezuela, imagine what it's going to be like. Philakia. Imagine what it's going to be like over here in Babylon the Great, where where you'll have Egyptian against Egyptian. It's going to be terrible. And yet you people have not repented, and you have not turned back unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That door of mercy is closing quickly. And when it closes, a lot of you people are just going to be off. You're not going to have that hedge about you. Because when this devil realizes that his kingdom has fallen, when these devils realize that their kingdom has fallen and can't get back up, it's going to be terrible. Because then they're going to want to try to do a whole new structuring type of thing. They're going to want to try to clean house. And when they try to clean house, well, guess who's in the building? You Jakes. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are still this day in your captivity. But you don't realize that. A civil war here in Babylon the Great is something that even these Americans sit back and say, you don't want that. Even these Americans who actually have been to war, who are actually considered mighty men amongst their peers, they're sitting back and saying, you don't want that. They don't want that because it's ugly. It's ugly. Because now they might have to go against men that they fought with. The scriptures say brother against brother. It could be a biological brother, or it could be a man that, you consider closer than your brother. Men who have actually gone to war with you. Who stood either on your left or your right. 10 toes down, getting grimy with it. They're going to turn on each other. And if they turn on each other and not care, what do you think is going to happen to you, who they don't even consider? All it takes is one event. All it takes is one event, and the stage is set for something to go down either before the election, at the election, or after the election. Now you Jakes don't have much time. You Jakes ain't got much time, to sit back and you ain't got much time. I'm gonna break out a few scriptures. I'm currently on my way into the plantation, so Salakia. Salat. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again. That's talking about the nuclear destruction. Let me jump down to verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Who's going to deliver you, Jakes, in those days? Who's going to sit back and help you when they can't even help themselves? You Jakes actually think that everything's going to be cool. Everything's going to be all right. You Jakes have actually begun to look at the situation as if there's light at the end of this tunnel. And it's not. Unless you've repented, there ain't no light at the end of your tunnel. You're not gonna make out good. The fuck y'all thinking? Verse 18, the beginnings of sorrows and great mournings. And you're currently in that, you're almost there. The beginnings of sorrows and great mournings. Why are you Jakes going to mourn? Because of the great death. There's about to be so much death here in Babylon the Great that you people aren't going to be able to handle it. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to handle it, you know, but I pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that I'm able to have strength in those days. You see, we look unto the Holy One of Israel. We're not looking towards, this wicked kingdom to preserve us. When this goes down, it's going down and it's going to stay down. Ain't going to be no marching. Ain't going to be no debates. It's not even going to be a conversation. We understand what it is. We understand what's coming. We understand what this is about. This kingdom has got to fall in order for Yasharallah to be put back on top. Without King David and Yahweh Shai. We look for a righteous kingdom. You Jakes are looking to make this place your refuge. It's crazy. The beginnings of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. They're already talking about the food supplies going low. And what's going to happen with those people that took that J a few years ago? What's going to happen to that? You're about to see them fucking people croak off. The beginnings of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. And these powers are beginning to realize that they fucked up. They're trying to postpone the inevitable, but they can't. Because everything is set for an appointed time given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They're not going to be able to stop the clock and go back and say, well, hold up, I need a timeout. Nah, hold on a second, I need a do-over. Ain't no do-overs. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Those small hats want to get busy. But Babylon the Great's like, yo, hold on a second. Slow this down a little bit. We ain't ready. And you will never be ready for what's coming. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is about to put judgment on this place. And these are just the beginnings of it. When you should see uproars of the people. Let me get that right quick. It's a lot. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, and I'll start at verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see a part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, the prophecies. When you see a part of these prophecies come to pass, as he's told you before, verse 2, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And so, brothers, we're on the verge of being delivered out of this place. Abba Ratazah, we are those men. And Abba Ratazah, we get through this thing and we don't faint. Now, we do understand that there will be some martyrs in this, who's going to have to die for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's namesake. We understand that. But unto them brothers who make it through this, you about to be delivered out of this. But either way, you know what I'm saying? If you die on this side or not, you still gonna make it. You still gonna be risen up at the first. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Are we not seeing these things happening right now in the world? Over there in Africa, you got people rioting. Over there in Europe, you got people rioting. Down in Venezuela, you got people rioting. But when it hits Babylon the Great, it's going to hit different, because these people got swords. Those other places, it's kind of tamed, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody has a sword, they can whip out. Verse 4, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The end is being manifested right in front of your face. Prophecies are going out right in front of your eyes. And you jakes ain't even paying attention. All of these things are about to happen, and yet you jakes ain't even paying it no mind. Ain't even paying it no mind. The book of 2 Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's what you're about to run into. That's what's about to happen. And you jakes ain't even considering that. Anyhow, I just wanted to bring this out because this is the election year, and they tell you these things in their movies, And so with that, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, peace and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.